Call the meeting to order. Would everyone please rise and salute the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can we have roll call?
Counselor Hartrath.
Here.
Counselor Conley.
Here.
Counselor Lockwood. Here. Counselor Kyle.
Here.
And Supervisor Lockwood.
Here. Under announcements and communications, any Volney residents wanting to use the town park can make reservations by calling the town clerk at 593-8288. There's free public dancing July 26 at 7 p.m. and home occupancies need to be registered with a code enforcement officer. Existing businesses are grandfathered in. There'll be more discussion on that one later. Townwide dog census is being taken. Please give the census taker your cooperation. Barb Foster has resigned from the Zoning Board of Appeals, and again, there'll be more on that later. I believe that's effective July 15th. Okay. The town board has made the settlement with the fire department as far as their service award program that we've been working on for 5 years. We have caught that up, and right now we're completely caught up to date with the fire department, and I think both sides are happy that that's finally over with. Okay, committee reports. Do we have one from the assessor?
Okay, I guess I'm doing that one. Okay. I will be submitting the annual reassessment 6-year plan to ORPS in August for approval. The Townley Town Board will review the plan for its approval before it's submitted to ORPS in Syracuse. Approval of this plan will annually fund the town of Volney for a continued maintenance of the quality level of assessment, approximately $10,000 per year. 2, the new RPS version for database program will be in place this month. I am willing to give a demonstration of this program to anyone who is interested. I am attending an appraising seminar in Cornell University the week of July 10th through the 14th. I also plan on testing 5-hour test for upgrading my assessor designation. And this is from David C. Gray, town assessor.
Building inspector?
The activity report for June 2000. Single-family dwellings, there were 2 issued. The cost was $513. There were 4 manufactured homes, cost $466. 5 accessory buildings, cost $366. There were 2 swimming pools, $70, and 2 additions, $55. For a total of 15 issued, $1,470. For inspections, there were 71 new construction, 2 building code, and 40 zoning inspections for a total of 113. Violation notices, there was 1 issued for zoning and 2 for building code for a total of 3.
Dog control? Guess I have that one. There was 60 total number of calls received, 13 total number of dogs housed at the kennel this month. That was during the month of June. 9 total number of dogs at the kennel this meeting date. 2 total number of dogs adopted, 2 total number of dogs redeemed, 2 total number of dogs euthanized, 3 total number of dogs reported lost, 3 total number of dog bites reported, 445 total miles traveled in the month, and the repairs have been done at the kennel. It's been painted inside and out. Highway.
Expenses for June 2000. Supplies and maintenance, $18,592.67. Payroll, $20,630.50. For a total of $39,223.17. Payroll hours as follows: 373 machinery repair, 197 mowing, 20 hours in cold patching, 400 hours on hauling, 525 hours on drainage and culvert work, for a total of 1,515 hours. For the month of June, we used 169.9 gallons of gas, 2,624.9 gallons of diesel fuel.
Historian?
I have that. I'm sorry not to be here tonight. I have a meeting at the Mount Pleasant United Methodist Church pertaining to our 130th birthday celebration on August 12th and 13th. We will have many happenings on the 12th and a service at 2 p.m. on Sunday the 13th with past pastors and special music. I have spoken to Mark Peckham in Albany, who is in charge of this area for historic preservation of buildings and etc. He is sending me forms to fill out for the Mount Pleasant Grange and for the church at Bristol Hill. When I return these forms with pictures, then the decision to make a tour of them will be arranged. I will keep you informed. If anyone has information or historical items pertaining to the Mount Pleasant Church or Grange or the Bristol Hill Church, I would appreciate a donation of them, or a chance to copy documents and make a photo of them. Fern Parsons, historian.
Planning.
The Planning Board held 2 public hearings followed by the regular meeting on July 5th, 2000, starting at 7 p.m. One was for Larry Rowley for a mini storage to be located on Pierce Drive. This was approved. It's over by the railroad tracks up on Pierce Drive where it kind of goes into the glen. The second one was for Pat Furlong, or Ferdies, who requested to put a sale display for double wides and modular homes on State Route 3. This request was previously sent to the County Planning Board for review, and it was denied. To override this denial, the board needed a majority plus 1 vote, and not enough board members were present. A special meeting is scheduled for July 20th, 2000, at 7 p.m. to address this issue. The next regular meeting will be held August 2nd, 2000, at 7 p.m. Respectfully submitted, Shirley Vince, Chairman.
Zoning?
Recreation.
I don't have zoning.
Recreation.
Oh, I'm going to miss her again. Recreation, okay.
Our past events were July 11th, Thunder Island Water Park. This is one of our most popular trips. We had 97 people attend. Everybody had a really great time, and we couldn't have asked for better weather. Our up-and-coming events are July 25th, Arts in the Park at the Volney Town Park on County Road 6 at 1 p.m. This will be a craft project for kids of all ages, and it's done by the Traveling Arts in the Park of the Oswego County Youth Bureau. August 4th, we're going to the zoo. The bus leaves the town hall at 10 a.m. and returns at 3 p.m. Kids need to bring lunch and/or money to purchase a lunch. Just a reminder, you must sign up for all activities at the town hall prior to the activity date. And adults are encouraged to attend with their children.
No zoning.
That was last night, and I didn't see Michelle, so.
Okay, old business.
Yeah, I just want to note that, with the exception of our recreation chairman and our highway superintendent, we don't have any chairman coming to these things giving reports, and I think maybe we should get a letter off to them at some point, I mean, if they got good reason that they can't make it, that's okay, but it seems to be becoming a real trend here where none of the chairmen come to the town board meeting to deliver their reports and be handy in case some residents might have some questions. So maybe it's something we can address next month when we have that, board get-togethers or something.
Anyone else? New business. Any petitions? Okay, we'll go into our resolutions.
Resolution 2001-12, approval of regular town board meeting. Move to approve the regular meeting minutes of June 8, 2000, having been previously distributed to the board for review without reading them. I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Counselor Hartranft?
Aye.
Counselor Conley?
Aye.
Counselor Lockwood?
Aye.
Counselor Kyle?
Aye.
And Supervisor Lockwood.
Aye.
The motion is carried 5-0.
Resolution 2000-113, transfer of funds. Move to authorize the supervisor to instruct the bookkeeper to transfer the following funds. From account number A19.4 contingency to account A1670.4 central printing and mailing for $500. I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Thank you. And you can explain that we're using a lot more stamps and envelopes because we're sending out so many surveys.
You just did. You want me to explain it again? You just did.
That's why we have to transfer this early in the year, because we hadn't planned on that. Thanks, Chip. Counselor Hartranft.
Yes.
Counselor Conley.
Yes.
Counselor Lockwood.
Yes.
Counselor Kyle.
Yes.
And Supervisor Lockwood.
Yes.
The motion is carried 5-0.
Resolution 2000-114, payment of vouchers. Move to authorize the supervisor instruct the bookkeeper to pay the following vouchers from the appropriate accounts. Vouchers number 115 through 138 Highway Fund in the amount of $18,592.67, and vouchers 24 through 27 Seneca Hill Fund in the amount of $25,293.93. Voucher number 1, Capital Fund Reserve, in the amount of $2,100. And vouchers 188 through 220, General Fund, in the amount of $98,206.18, as shown on abstract number 7. General Fund includes paying 5-year service award program for the Volney Fire Department.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Counselor Hartranft.
Aye.
Counselor Conley.
Aye.
Counselor Lockwood.
Yes.
Counselor Kyle.
Yes.
Supervisor Lockwood.
Yes.
The motion is carried 5-0.
Resolution 2000-115, acceptance of disaster management plan. Move to accept the disaster management plan as prepared by consultant Jennifer Hudson and paid for by a Sarah Grant. I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Okay. Counselor Hartranft.
Aye.
Counselor Conley.
Aye.
Counselor Lockwood.
Yes.
Counselor Kyle.
Yes.
Supervisor Lockwood.
Yes.
The motion is carried 5-0.
Resolution number 2000-116, acceptance of Zoning Board of Appeals resignation. Move to accept the resignation of Barbara Foster from the Zoning Board of Appeals effective July 15th, 2000. I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Counselor Hartranft.
Aye.
Counselor Conley.
Aye.
Counselor Lockwood.
Aye.
Counselor Kyle.
Aye.
Supervisor Lockwood.
Aye. Also, I'd like to make a comment on that. Barb has done a great job on the zoning board, you know, and realizing that she's moving out of the area. I mean, she can't hold the job any longer, but, you know, she deserves a good hand. She's done a great job as chairing that board, and it's going to be kind of hard to find someone to put the effort into it that she has put into it.
Next. Right? Next.
Yep.
Okay. we do the next resolution, I'd like to have an executive session for a couple minutes.
Okay.
Make a motion, we go into executive session for 2 minutes.
I'll second the motion.
All ayes?
Aye.
Right back.
5 minutes?
Probably
A
less.
couple minutes.
Terry, did your father work on that petition he was going to work on? You've got it? This gentleman here has a petition.
Yeah, I figured that. I just mentioned it. I knew what's going on.
Yeah, I reminded Blake, didn't I?
It's all right. We'll take care of it. We'll go back in a second. Reopen the meeting.
All ayes?
Okay, move on. Resolution 2000-117, appointment to zoning board of appeals. As a member of the zoning board of appeals, to finish out the term of office to expire 12/31/2002.
I'll second it.
Counselor Hartranft?
Yes, and I would just like to say that we've had to move along rather fast with this to fill this position due to Barb's notice of it, trying to get someone in there many things we have in the town that's happening. And anyone that did apply, we appreciate it, and we have some good candidates, and we'd like to have good people continue applying. Don't get discouraged. Future openings, and we need your input. That's it.
Counselor Conley?
Aye.
Counselor Lockwood? Yes. Counselor Kyles?
Yes.
Supervisor Hunt?
Yes.
Motion is carried. 5-2.
We have one more resolution that's not on the sheet that's out there. Resolution 2000-118, resolution to continue the free sign-up period for home occupations beyond August 1st. Be it resolved that the board has decided to continue the sign-up period for home occupations that existed prior to April 13th. This would continue the program where existing home occupations are grandfathered and not charged any fee beyond the original August 1st deadline. This program will be continued until the board has resolved some outstanding issues regarding the full implementation of the registration program. I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Counselor Hartranft?
No.
Counselor Conley?
Aye.
Counselor Lockwood?
Yes.
Supervisor Hunt.
Yes.
The motion is carried 4-1.
Okay. We're going to back up before we do the public comments, because we do have someone now that has a petition.
Okay. Joey Reynolds, Pathfinder Fish and Game Club, a petition for the street light at the corner of Old Route 57 and Crescent Drive. And we had a membership general meeting last night. It was our monthly meeting, so I got this completed. And today's your town board meeting. I'd like to present it to you.
Okay.
About a month and a half collecting names on there. Here's a little flyer for an advertisement of something coming up over August. You put that on bulletin board or
Okay,
anywhere.
good.
Okay?
Right. This was a simple petition to have a street light put on that corner. It has been checked out. It's a very, very dark corner up there, and there are different times, there's a lot of traffic in and out of there. And this is just a formality so that we can go ahead and do this. I'm sure it'll be done in the near future, as soon as
Okay.
Niagara Mohawk can get there and get it done. So.
All right, thank you.
Okay, we're going to public comments. Yes.
Billy Chris on Fake Street. Kevin, you and I talked last month about the sales lot being allowed in the agricultural zone, that stipulation there. I had to go home and read the zoning book, I didn't have it with me, but according to sales lot, it's equipment, sales lot and rental. Back in 1974 when the zoning was written, you had farm equipment and stuff like that where you could rent. It didn't talk about homes and stuff like that. Right now you have an equipment rental yard, the Northern Ready Mix on the Silk Road. All I can see is another can of worms opening up besides with grandfathering and businesses that are illegal to begin with. I don't know if that's, well, it's good for people like me that want to fight. And you just had a meeting on updated zoning laws. Danny says in the paper there that the ZBA can add any business with existing laws. I didn't know that the ZBA had any authority to add anything to the zoning. They were there just to enforce it, to give use variances or area variances.
Yeah, I think that was a misfire.
Looking with Danny over the years, I don't know, there's a lot of things going on in town that is just creating more and more things for a future board or something like that that's going to have to get in there and fight one of these days to get back into the system. A sales lot could be anything. You could have a bunch of junk cars. Well, I'm starting a sales lot and selling the cars. If you want to talk about the main object being like a mobile home is not a piece of equipment, it's a residence. Maybe tires or a door or something like that goes on a mobile home would be equipment or something, but for a mobile home lot, I don't see where under our current zoning, unless it's been changed in the last year, I don't see how it can be considered a sales lot without opening up a whole can of worms for our town.
You're talking about the furlong?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a meeting on,
I would encourage anybody who's interested to attend that meeting on the 20th. I think you got a valid point. It's the 20th, it's a special planning board meeting regarding that. That's right down the road on County Route 3.
Did they get zoning update meetings? I haven't seen anything posted before
There
that.
hasn't
Zoning
been
update meeting?
a meeting yet. So, but I think there will be one in the near future. I think.
August 8th.
That was bringing the boards.
Right, that was a meeting at our next bill signing agenda. We're going to meet a little bit early. Yeah, it's on here, I guess. And we're going to start at 6 instead of 6:30. And then we're going to have a joint meeting with all the town boards immediately following our bill signing session. And at that meeting, we will be trying to get a time where everybody, or as many from the planning board as possible can be there. And the ones from the zoning board that want to set in on it can. You know, Bill is right in the statement that the zoning board does not change those laws. That it's the town board and the planning board change those laws. But as far as your discussion on this place, Furry's, that meeting hasn't even been happened yet. You know, there wasn't enough people to have the
I
meeting,
know.
so.
Trying to just continue, because that last month's public session, Kevin, you gave me that answer, and I had to go home and check the zoning book just to see what the equipment, the sales of rental yard was.
Well, I think if you wanted to check back on every business that wanted to start up in the town, we probably could find a reason not to have them here, but I'm not sure that's the way we want to do with it, you know? And I'm not encouraging this or discouraging it, you know? If somebody's is selling new homes and they want to put up a display model in our town, you know, I don't think this is a trailer sales. I believe that that's what it is. These are modular homes, not, he doesn't sell double wide trailers. That's not his
The
occupation.
point is, they got a thing on the board saying for the, you're going for a retail area, the county says it's not allowed in the agricultural zone. But the planning board has got a chance to vote on it. If they don't agree, they can approve it for a majority of votes. Leave it that way.
That's the way it is.
And, yeah, but so far, I'm just answering something that we talked about last month. I just don't go in midstream when I change it that it's a sales yard, because trying to compromise with everybody creates a problem.
I think when he read the report on the planning, that he stated there wasn't enough people there to vote on it, that was held up. Nothing was really being changed. But again, I hope we don't put it on the board, then different than that. Any other public comment?
You didn't hear the name of the person that you appointed to the zoning board. All I heard was Derek, and then I heard Drumble.
Okay.
What's the name of the person?
Eric Olson.
Olson?
Olson?
Eric Olson.
O-L-S-O-N.
Set up a little closer to the mic.
Thank you.
May I ask, who is Derek Olson?
He works for Niagara Mohawk. He lives up on Emery Road.
Emery Road. There's a shift,
He wasn't here tonight?
No, he's not.
scheduling coordinator up at Power Control in Syracuse, a regional control. He's worked shift work for 23 years, 22 years, and he said he's finally had an opportunity where he's working days and he wants to participate in town activities. He came in last night, we talked to him. I guess we feel he'll do a good job.
He should have been here so we could all meet him tonight, you know.
I'm not sure anyone knew who was being appointed until just a few
Well, I thought there was only one that was,
No, there was a couple that were turning.
okay, I thought there was only one that applied.
Yes.
I do have a question on the registering of the home businesses. As you know, it threw me for a loop when I got the call that I needed to register. Now, I know sales, I don't sell cars or anything like that. I've got a little beauty shop, and I've had it for 30-some years. And really, I could not have stayed in my home after Dick passed away without that shop to stay in Volney and keep paying my taxes here. And then, it just felt invasive and oppressive to me. It felt like big government, because I am already licensed by the state and pay state, have state inspectors and pay my license, pay my taxes, insurance. Now, I hope you don't discourage business either. I don't know what else to say except it felt heavy and oppressive.
Well, if you want to, I was going to. I'll do the best I can. Mrs. Howard, I think that last resolution we just did explains a lot of this. I mean, this program will be as far as the signing up, okay, we are asking people to sign up, but there's a lot of things we need to go back and look into this. I mean, the original plan called, if your business does not generate any outside activity per se, you're not signed, you just got a car driving in your driveway and they couldn't have their hair done. Actually, you're not even classified in zoning as a home occupancy. That's in our zoning, you're not classified as that. It's where you put up signs and there's traffic coming in and out of your yard continuously, you know, that normally, I mean, these are issues that we're going to have to be addressed.
Well,
There's other complaints, yours is not the only one.
Are there going to be inspectors?
No,
No.
no, no.
The point, ma'am, is when you decided to open your hair salon, did you come down to the town hall at all to check and find out if there were any regulations regarding the opening of the hair salon?
I don't even remember. It was 30-some years ago.
It
A
was
lot of
before
people,
this.
right, what a lot of people are doing, see, a home occupation is allowed under our laws. Okay, so there's no way you can be stopped from having a home occupation. But just like any other business, there's certain rules that you need to comply under. And they're pretty basic rules. What's happened as things are now, a lot of people open a home occupation without ever coming down to the town to find out what these rules are. This is intended to have people at least stop down, find out what the regulations are, know what they have to do to be in compliance, because probably the most common problem we run into on a planning board or on a ZBA board is a result of a home occupation that was in business and then expanded beyond whatever boundaries are allowed, and then a neighbor might complain or object to it. So it's not intended to be invasive. Nobody's going to go in your shop. All we're asking is to kind of get a census or a registration of what businesses we have in this town, and what that'll do is at least allow a person in the future who wants to open a business to have to come down to the town hall and at least be aware of what the regulations are. Now, this is intended to deal with future businesses even more so than existing businesses. You know, Bill, a lot of people object to what we're doing because they feel we're giving a free ride to businesses that already exist. But that's you know, a step we decided to take in order to deal with this problem in the future. But it's not intended to be invasive. That's probably the fastest growing type of business in our area. We certainly don't want to discourage it, but it is a problem for a lot of people who serve on the boards, and I think they would tell you that probably the most common problem they have is a person who thought they had a home occupation, but it wasn't really a home occupation, and they didn't know about it until they invested a lot of money and somebody complained, or somebody who started out with a home occupation was so successful that they expanded well beyond it to a point where they were no longer in compliance, and then somebody complains. And what I'd like to do, and I think with the other boards, we want to not have this be a situation that comes to terms when somebody complains. At least have somebody, if they want to open a shop, come down to the town hall, find out what the regulations are, register, and if you do it, there's no charge. Now, yes, in the future, people who start up a new business, there would be a $20 fee. At least that's how we have it structured now. But for anybody, and that's for 2 years, anybody who comes in up to well, now we've extended it. You can just all we want to have is a name, and I think that we should have probably a copy, a sheet that has what the terms are for a home occupation, and then they can give it to you. So let's say you are super successful and you want to put a sign up, you know how big the sign can be without causing problems. That's a big issue by itself. How big can my sign be? You know, things like that. But as Dennis said, we need to refine this a little bit. But no, I assure you that it's not intended to be invasive. It's intended to deal with what's becoming a growing problem, and in as uninvasive a way as possible. Want to add anything to that?
Well, I'm just going to say that when we did this home occupation, we thought this was one of the simplest things we were probably going to do in 4 years. You know, it was very sort of easy going. It's pretty black and white. We're going to put it out there, and this has turned into quite a deal. So we're going to go back and revisit it and try to straighten it out. But I have to agree with what Kevin said. It starts out with maybe it's a small idea, but all of a sudden as business grows and things, and next thing you know, you may have a bunch of lawnmowers or something around the yard, or cars while the engine's in being fixed. And It was really, it's not to put the person out of business, it's to protect the people around them, to make sure the business doesn't get out of control. And that's really what the intent is, and hopefully we will have something soon on it. Thank you.
Yes.
When we opened our shop up a few years back, it was about a dozen years ago, they told us we were a home occupation.
Yep.
They told us we couldn't have any employees, we couldn't affect the traffic pattern in the neighborhood. Is that still the way it is for home occupation, or?
I think the building, I think you're allowed 1 or 2 employees. Isn't that
I wasn't
correct?
at the time,
Two.
they came in and even made, it's supposed to be 2 people, and, well, 3, 2 people plus the owner. But back when I opened my salon, I had to take the other station out of my shop,
They made us
according to
take
the
it out.
town Volney inspector that came out, because it was gonna create too much traffic.
If we had 2 hairdressers working instead of just 1.
I think about 3 years ago, when we tried to, didn't we redo that, Bill, about 3 years ago or so? When we went, we tried to redo it where we took a combination of some different areas and some ideas that different towns had, and we tried to come up with some wording that would be.
Oh, I had no
straightforward.
problem with it. You know, I had no problem with it because we are a residential area and I want to keep it that way.
Well, we can give you a
And I think
copy
it's
of it.
wonderful that you're making people register. I'm for it because it's one way you keep a lid on everything. And common sense, with anybody that builds a home, you put a pool, whatever, you go down and say, can I do this? Where can I do it? That's just common sense. I think it's a wonderful idea. It should have been done a long time ago.
Thank you.
Anyone
But
else?
I believe that the board also recognizes, like this lady stated, that there is some outstanding issues, and that's why this resolution was made tonight. Because, I mean, there was a lot of, right at the beginning, we didn't know everything that was going to come in. A lot of calls that came in to the town, a lot of questions, and that's why this other resolution will extend it.
Well, it wasn't really clear to the public.
Right.
And you need to really make it clear to each individual, what is a home-based business? This is what it is, this is what it is not, this is how many employees, or can you have employees, this is the traffic input and output that you can have. You're gonna have to get absolutely specific, or you're gonna keep having problems,
And we
because they'll
recognize
pick
that.
it apart.
It's really hard to, I think, though, to be black and white with it because there's so many things that can change. Someone could want to just fix radiators in their shop, in their garage. You know, okay, well, there's no, well, next thing, maybe they have caustic materials or something, you know what I mean? And it's going next door. So I think as this home occupation grows, I think the
Oh, you're gonna have
the,
to.
the whole article is going to grow, because what we wanted to do is have, these are some recommended, these are non-recommended, and then as they came in, we would have to do a little homework on it and find out if it is acceptable or not, if that's what we want as a home occupation. So we really need to get into this and start going with it. We should probably end up with a committee or something that, if they have a hearing on it, to come up with whether it's a yes or a no or whatever. So we're going to start working on it.
Just a little comment on that. When we originally wrote that home occupation thing, we put a list of some things in there that were accepted. And this is all we intended to. These was a small list of things that were accepted. It never meant to be that these were the only ones accepted. This was just to be a guideline. And then our own boards took it wrong, you know? And it got way out of hand, you know, that people were coming in to register and they were saying, well, that's not on the list. Well, what was that list? Never meant to be everything it could be, you know, that
That's
it was
because they
just
don't
an
come to the
idea of
meetings
some
to
things, you know?
People need to come to the meetings to get informed and
So,
know.
like he says, there's going to be several pages added to this that clarify, not add to, but clarify it, you know? There's many, many home occupations out there that are legal in this town. It wasn't that 5 or 6 that we listed. I mean, these were just a suggestive list, you know?
Well, they would know if they were legal or not, if they just came down and asked.
Yes, they would.
That's important, that's something people need to know.
Anyone else?
I like your picture taken.
Please stand up. Okay, future meetings and events, July 19th, the senior citizens will meet here at 6 p.m. It'll be a potluck supper. July 20th is that special planning board meeting on the Furlong project, and that's at 7 p.m. July 21st is recreation arts in the park, that's at 1 p.m. Okay, there's free public dancing on July 26th. August 2nd is the senior citizens potluck luncheon at 12 noon. And August 2nd is also the planning board meeting at 7 p.m. August 4th is our recreation at Burnett Park Zoo, that's from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. August 8th is our next bill signing agenda, and once again, that'll be at 6 o'clock, not 6:30. And we'll be meeting with the rest of the town board, the code enforcement officer, the planning board, and the zoning boards immediately following that meeting. Okay, August 9th is a zoning board meeting, and our next regular town board meeting will be at 7 p.m. on August 10th. August 16th, the senior citizens, again, will have a 6 o'clock potluck supper. And August 23rd is free dancing again at 7 p.m.
Is there a water advisory meeting?
Next Tuesday night.
That's not public, though. I mean, people can come in, but I mean,
Yeah, anybody can come to it,
yeah,
but it's
all meetings are
basically,
open to the public, but it's, anybody can sit in on it.
I'd just like to reinforce what Dennis said about Barb Foster. She's been involved here for about 5 years and worked as an assessor, and then she got into the zoning board, and she's been easy to work with. She's been fun to work with, and we need people like her to keep applying for the town board or different boards, planning and zoning, and different appointments that we do every year. We're always looking for people that want to be part of it now. We're going to miss her. I make a motion, the meeting be adjourned.
I'll second.
Mr. Hartred?
Aye.
Mr. Conley?
Aye.
Mr. Lockwood?
Yes.
Mr. Kyle? Supervisor Lockwood?
yes.
Meeting is adjourned.
I'd just like one comment. I'm pleased that we've settled this problem with the fire department. I mean, they are a great bunch of guys, and it's taken us a long time, but I think we've solved the problem that the town has had with the fire department over this service award program. And I think they're satisfied now, and they're quite happy with the way it's worked out.